Imagine you're 62. You've worked for decades, you've paid into Social Security, and now you're finally eligible to start receiving your monthly checks. You open your Social Security account and see a number that looks pretty good. So you think, why wait? I'll take the money now. For millions of Americans, that decision can have a much bigger impact on retirement income than they realize. Social Security retirement benefits can generally begin as early as age 62. But claiming early means accepting a permanently reduced monthly benefit compared with waiting until your full retirement age. And here's where things get interesting. For people who reach age 62 in 2026, the full retirement age is 67. If someone in that group claims at 62, their benefit can be about 30% lower than their benefit at full retirement age. That doesn't mean claiming at 62 is always a bad decision. For some retirees, taking Social Security early can make sense. Maybe they need the income. Maybe they have health concerns. Maybe they don't have enough savings to comfortably wait. The mistake is assuming that 62 is automatically the best age, simply because it's the earliest age available. Because Social Security isn't just about getting a check. It's about deciding how much monthly income you want for potentially decades of retirement. And waiting can make a significant difference. If you delay beyond full retirement age, your retirement benefit can continue increasing until age 70. After 70, there is no additional increase for waiting longer. That creates a very important question. Should you take the money early, or should you wait for a larger monthly benefit? The answer isn't the same for everyone. Your health, savings, employment, taxes, spouse's benefits, and overall retirement plan can all matter. And that's exactly why choosing a Social Security claiming age shouldn't be treated like a simple checkbox. It's one of the biggest financial decisions many Americans will make in retirement. There is one thing many people overlook when they decide to claim Social Security at 62. The decision doesn't just affect the check you receive this year. It can affect the amount of income you receive for the rest of your retirement. Imagine two people with similar work histories. One starts collecting at 62. The other waits until full retirement age. The first person gets access to the money earlier, but the second person receives a larger monthly benefit. That difference can become important as the years go by. And this is where you need to think beyond the first monthly check. Retirement can last 20, 30, or even more years. A difference that looks small on paper can become significant when it is repeated month after month for decades. There's another reason the decision deserves careful attention. For some married couples, the timing of one person's Social Security benefits can affect the overall household retirement strategy. Your own benefit is only one piece of the puzzle. You also have to consider your spouse's income, savings, pension, investments, taxes, and expected retirement expenses. Then there's longevity. Nobody knows exactly how long they'll live. But if you live well into your 80s or 90s, having a larger guaranteed monthly income can become increasingly valuable. This is why the question shouldn't simply be, when can I start Social Security? A better question is, when should I start Social Security based on my entire financial situation? That's a much more important question. And there's another factor many people don't think about, continuing to work. If you claim Social Security before full retirement age while continuing to work, your benefits can be affected by the Social Security earnings test if your earnings exceed the applicable annual limit. The rules can change once you reach full retirement age. So if you're still earning a significant paycheck, claiming immediately may not be as straightforward as it appears. Taxes can matter too. Depending on your overall income, some of your Social Security benefits may be subject to federal income tax. That means the number you see on your Social Security statement isn't necessarily the same as the amount you ultimately get to spend. The smartest retirement plan looks at the after-tax income, not just the headline benefit. And that's why Social Security should never be viewed in isolation. It's one piece of a much larger retirement income strategy, the Social Security strategies most people overlook. There's another side of Social Security that many people never learn about until they're already retired. Your claiming age matters, but it's not the only decision that matters. For many Americans, the bigger question is how Social Security fits together with the rest of their retirement income. Think about your retirement like a puzzle. You may have Social Security, You may have a 401k. You may have an IRA. You might have a pension. And you may have money sitting in a savings or brokerage account. The challenge is deciding which source of income to use, when to use it, and how much to withdraw. This matters because your goal isn't simply to have money saved. Your goal is to turn those savings into reliable income that can last. For example, someone might choose to use part of their retirement savings while waiting to claim Social Security. Another person might prefer to claim Social Security earlier and preserve more of their investment portfolio. Neither strategy is automatically right for everyone. The important thing is understanding the trade-offs. And married couples have even more decisions to consider. If one spouse has a significantly higher Social Security benefit, the timing of that person's claim can become particularly important for the household. That's because Social Security planning isn't always about maximizing one person's monthly check. It's about creating the strongest overall income strategy for the household. There's also the issue of survivor benefits. If one spouse dies, the surviving spouse may qualify for a survivor benefit based on the deceased spouse's work record. That means the claiming decision can have consequences that extend beyond your own lifetime. This is one reason couples shouldn't make Social Security decisions independently without considering what happens to the surviving spouse. Another overlooked factor is inflation. Retirement expenses don't necessarily stay the same for 20 or 30 years. Food, housing, healthcare, insurance, and other costs can increase over time. So a retirement plan that looks comfortable today may need to be strong enough to handle higher expenses later. Social Security can play an important role because its benefits are adjusted periodically for inflation. But that doesn't mean Social Security alone should be your entire retirement plan. Your savings and investments still need to support the lifestyle you want. The key is to think about retirement income as a system. Social Security is one part. Your investments are another. Your pension, savings, taxes, and spending plan are additional pieces. When those pieces work together, you have a much clearer picture of what retirement could actually look like. And that's where good planning can make a major difference. The biggest Social Security mistake isn't always claiming at 62. Sometimes the bigger mistake is making the decision without knowing what your entire retirement plan actually looks like. Before you choose a claiming age, take a step back. Look at your expected monthly expenses. Look at your savings. Look at your investments. Look at any pension income. And then look at the role Social Security needs to play. This gives you something much more useful than a single benefit estimate. It gives you a retirement income target. For example, suppose your household expects to need $5,000 a month to cover its retirement lifestyle. Maybe Social Security could cover part of that amount. Your pension could cover another portion, and your investments and savings could provide the rest. Now the Social Security decision becomes easier to understand. You're no longer asking, how soon can I get my check? You're asking, which claiming strategy helps me cover my income needs while protecting my long-term financial security? That's a much better way to approach the decision. Another important step is building an emergency reserve. Retirement doesn't eliminate unexpected expenses. A major home repair, medical bill, insurance increase, or family emergency can quickly change your financial situation. Having accessible savings can prevent you from being forced to sell investments at an inconvenient time. You also need to think about your investment withdrawals. If you take too much from your portfolio during the early years of retirement, you could reduce the amount available for later years. But if you withdraw too little and unnecessarily delay spending money you've saved for retirement, you may not be using your resources effectively. The goal is balance. You want your money to support your life today while still protecting your future. Taxes are another major part of the equation. The order in which you withdraw money from different accounts can affect your taxable income. For some retirees, strategically using taxable accounts, traditional retirement accounts, and Roth accounts can create a more efficient income plan. But there isn't one withdrawal strategy that works for everyone. Your tax situation is personal. That's why retirement planning should look at your entire financial picture rather than focusing on one account or one benefit. And before you make a major Social Security decision, make sure you're using accurate information. Your official Social Security account can provide your personalized earnings history and benefit estimates. Those numbers are much more useful than guessing based on what a friend, neighbor, or social media video receives. The goal isn't to copy someone else's retirement. It's to build a retirement strategy that fits your income, expenses, health, savings, and goals. And once you have that complete picture, your Social Security decision becomes much easier to evaluate.
At the end of the day, there isn't one perfect Social Security claiming age for every American. For one person, claiming earlier may provide the income they need. For another, waiting may provide a larger, guaranteed monthly benefit. The important thing is understanding what you're trading when you make that decision. You're trading time for income. Claim earlier and you receive benefits for more years, but your monthly benefit can be lower. Wait longer and you may receive a larger monthly benefit, but you'll need another way to support yourself while you wait. Neither choice is automatically right or wrong. The right choice depends on your circumstances. Start by asking yourself a few simple questions. How much money do I need every month? How much do I already have coming from pensions, savings, and investments? How much of my retirement income will depend on Social Security? Am I still working? What happens to my spouse's income if I die first? And how much financial flexibility do I have if my expenses increase? These questions can reveal something that a simple Social Security calculator can't. They show you how the decision fits into your actual life. And remember, retirement planning isn't a one-time decision. Your financial situation can change. Your expenses can change. Your health can change. Your investment portfolio can change. And your plans for retirement can change. That's why it's smart to review your retirement strategy periodically, instead of assuming the plan you created years ago will always remain perfect. Most importantly, don't let a headline, a friend, or a random online video make the decision for you. Use reliable information. Check your actual Social Security record. Understand your estimated benefits. Look at your complete retirement income. And if your situation is complicated, consider getting advice from a qualified financial or tax professional who can evaluate your individual circumstances. Social Security can be an important foundation of retirement income, but it works best when it's part of a larger plan. The goal isn't simply to claim your benefit as early as possible. The goal is to build a retirement income strategy that gives you the best chance of staying financially secure for the years ahead. Because retirement isn't just about when you stop working. It's about how confidently you can afford to live after you stop working. And that's the decision that really matters.